Well, week 4 is come and gone, and I'm more confused than ever. This is one of the weirdest seasons of all time, but push on we must. Last week I was okay, going 9-7, bringing my total record on the season to 38-26. In this video, I'll be predicting every week 5 game with score predictions. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop a like and subscribe if you're new. Subscribing takes just a second and it really helps me out. Thank you, and let's get started. New York Jets versus Minnesota Vikings. First London game of the season, and it should be a good one. Aaron Rodgers once again gets to play the Vikings, but their offense better not have a repeat of last week because that was rough. As for the Vikings, they managed to win by 2 points after nearly pulling in Atlanta. I see this being a defensive game, but I'm taking the Vikings 21-16. Brian Flores is going to have a field day with the Jets offensive line. Carolina Panthers versus Chicago Bears. Congratulations, Chicago, you finally learned how to run the ball. And because of that, Caleb Williams wasn't complete ass. Shocker. This was definitely the Bears' best game of the season, even if it came against the Los Angeles ram everybody into the hospital before they die. Unfortunately for the Panthers, the Andy Dalton revenge game was not to be, but he didn't play bad. The defense just forgot how to tackle though, and against someone like DJ Moore, that's not good. I'm going to take the Bears 24-23 in the Who Won the Bryce Young Tradable. Cleveland Browns versus Washington Commanders. I'm going to say one thing about Cleveland and one thing only. Start Jameis Winston. Okay, now onto the actually fun team, the Commanders. Look, I did not think the Commanders were going to do well at all this year, and they have shocked me. JD Daniels looks amazing. Cliff Kingsbury isn't complete ass, and the defense is competent. No shocker, but I'm taking the Commanders 27-19. The Browns deserve every bit of pain and suffering they endure for giving a rapist 70 lifetimes worth of money. Miami Dolphins versus New England Patriots. I'm not joking when I say I would rather stay in a private room with P. Diddy than watch this game. This is horrible. I'll start with the Dolphins. What the hell? I get you don't have Tua, but Mike, what's going on? You're supposed to be this offensive mastermind. Kyle Shanahan took Jimmy G to the Super Bowl. Kevin O'Connell revived Sam Darnold. Bobby Slowick helped turn Houston around in 1 year. Sean McVay has consistently led top offenses. If you want to be in the conversation with these guys, you have to figure something out. I mean, an offense with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Devon Achane should never be putting up 78 passing yards no matter who's at quarterback. I'm not saying at all you should be fired, but I'm really starting to question you. As for the Patriots, they kind of look how I expected them to. Bad offense, okay defense. I'm going to take the Patriots 13-10 because they're at home and they've actually shown they can somewhat move the ball. The Dolphins are in major trouble. Indianapolis Colts versus Jacksonville Jaguars. He's back. The man is back. Joe Flacco is back and once again beating the Steelers. Sights you love to see. I do think the Colts want to play Anthony Richardson, and I understand that, but Flacco does give you a higher floor right now. We'll see what happens with him. But the Jaguars, yikes. They're the only winless team in the entire NFL, but I can't say I'm surprised. I predicted them to start 0-4, and that's exactly what happened. However, I just didn't expect Trevor to be playing this bad. There's multiple plays a week now where he's just missing open receivers. In that prediction video, I said the Jaguars would start 0-4, then win 4 straight games to go to 4-4. But here, I'm taking the Colts 23-20. I don't believe in Trevor. I don't believe in Doug. I don't believe in Press Taylor. I don't believe in the O-line. I don't believe in anything. Buffalo Bills versus Houston Texans. The Bills fell down back to earth against the Ravens, with Derrick Henry gashing them for over 200 scrimmage yards. The lack of depth on this defense didn't show up the first couple weeks, but it was noticeable here. The Texans kept it close against the Jaguars, but were able to lead an amazing game-winning drive to stay on top of the AFC South. This should be a really good game, but I'm taking the Bills on the road 30-28. I'm not going to write off the Bills after one bad week, and the Texans don't have the running game that Baltimore does. Baltimore Ravens versus Cincinnati Bengals. Speaking of Baltimore, wow, was that a performance. Lamar was good, Henry was amazing, even Justice Hill has quietly been an amazing third down back. The Bengals finally got their first win of the season against the Panthers, but I mean, it's the Panthers. I'm going to take the Ravens to come into Cincy and beat them 28-27. The Bengals don't have a great run defense, and the Ravens are going to punish them for it. Las Vegas Raiders versus Denver Broncos. So the Broncos won despite having 60 passing yards. What is this, the 1940s? I mean, what works, I guess. I have been pleasantly surprised by Vance Joseph and this defense, who have held opponents to under 10 points for 2 straight weeks. The Raiders also had a good defensive performance, but that was against Deshaun Watson. This game basically comes down to if Max Crosby plays or not, and right now it's not looking like he will, so I'm taking the Broncos 17-14. As long as Bo Nix doesn't turn the ball over, the Broncos should be fine. Arizona Cardinals versus San Francisco 49ers. What happened to the explosive Cardinals offense that we saw in the first 2 weeks? I mean, 14 points against the Commanders? Seriously? The Commanders? And the defense might actually be worse. This is not going to be a fun game for the Cardinals, and I have them losing 31-21 against the Niners team that is finally healthy and ready to prove that they're the best team in the NFC West. New York Giants versus Seattle Seahawks. Despite the loss, the Seahawks looked excellent on Monday. At least their offense did. Geno Smith played really well, and Kenneth Walker is an absolute stud. The Giants will be without Malik Neighbors though, which is going to really hurt them offensively. I'm taking the Seahawks here 21-17. Without Neighbors, the Giants offense is nothing. Green Bay Packers versus Los Angeles Rams. Jordan Love honored Brett Favre in more ways than one, having the most Brett Favre game of all time. In the end, that and multiple missed field goals is ultimately what cost the Packers. Well, that and being down 28-7 at halftime. The Rams also did not look good. Their injuries really started to show up, allowing DeAndre Swift of all people to have an incredible game. And the offense is Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams, and nobody else. I'm picking the Packers to get a much-needed win on the road 28-17, but their offense really needs to stop turning the ball over. Dallas Cowboys versus Pittsburgh Steelers. For the first time in a long long time, the Steelers' defense was the problem, and their offense kept them in the game. But to be fair to them, they were expecting an athletic quarterback with no brains, not a smart grandpa. The Cowboys barely beat the Giants, which is really concerning. I honestly think the Steelers look like the better team right now, and being at home, I'm taking them 20-19. I see a lot of kicking, but the Steelers defense will come up big in the end. New Orleans Saints versus Kansas City Chiefs. All of a sudden, Travis Kelce and Xavier Worthy are the only functional receiving options on the Chiefs, because Rashee Rice had another drive that did not end well, but their defense is insane, and Patrick Mahomes has proven he can win no matter who's the receiver. The Saints, however, haven't won anything in a bit, losing to the Falcons despite not allowing a single offensive touchdown. I'm taking the Chiefs on Monday night 21-17. It feels like 44-19 was 10 years ago. But that's it. Those are my Week 5 NFL predictions. Where do you agree? Where do you disagree? Comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe, and that's it for me. See ya and enjoy Week 5.